What's up, everyone? I will talk when people get in the chat. What's going on, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? I thought I'd come on early today. What's up, people? What's up? How's it going, everyone? We got one person up in here. Say hello in the chat. If you're one of my subscribers, say hello in the chat. If not, welcome. There should be other people coming soon. My regulars. What is up? Just waiting for people to join my chat. What's up? Just waiting for people to join my chat. Talk for some wrestling. What's up, Brian? How you doing, man? See you. Can't believe it, Brian. You ran through COVID. You ran through COVID and it was all on you. All on your shoulders, and you needed a hero, and here you are. Hope it's going good, Brian. Your Bruins game's on in a few hours. Wow, good job, man. What did you do for work? It's a 6-hour shift. That's pretty good. I only work like 4-hour shifts. Oh, good for you, man. Good for you. That's really nice of you. Noble. Very nice of you. So what about SmackDown tomorrow? Is there a preview up yet? You know what's funny, Brian, is a lot of people are poking their head into this chat because I have a different name and I have a different picture. Yeah, Roman and Jimmy better show up at the very least. But a lot of people are poking their head into this chat because of the different name and different picture. Only thing is I got to retain some of them. I don't know how. So I guess maybe talking about wrestling will retain some of them. When I say retain, I mean keep them here. Keep the people here. So I think talking about wrestling will be my key to doing that. So let's just talk wrestling then. Roman and Jimmy better show up because Roman hasn't shown up in weeks and Jimmy just showed up and he needs an explanation with his stupid tongue hanging out. You know what I mean? Jimmy Uso's tongue. Brian, I can't believe it. I lost a subscriber. I was at 501, and it knocked it off to 500. That's better than 500 to 499, though. That would have really made me mad. But 501 to 500, it pissed me off. Yeah. Aren't you glad we didn't have to listen to Drew McIntyre last Monday? Drew McIntyre's promo would have went like this: Punk, I gave all the fans the evidence that you were a bad guy and a hypocrite. But now that the fans can see it, they haven't stopped chanting your name, and I don't know what's wrong with it. Punk, we went to hell and back, but I know what it's like going to hell and back. I was leader during COVID. I led this company, and I was the face of the company during COVID, during its hardest times when people needed a hero. And don't forget, I won the Royal Rumble. Beat Bill Goldberg in an empty stadium. God, I'm glad we didn't have to listen to Drew on Monday. I'm glad we didn't have to. That was a blessing in disguise. But yeah, Jimmy Uso needs to come out and do more than just his tongue. He needs to do more than just that. And Roman better show up for the love of God. Roman hasn't been on in weeks. He thinks he can just join the PLE and go, hoo-ah, and then everything's fine? No. No. Roman and Jimmy B showing up on SmackDown. Better be. The Rock, I can understand not being there, even though I think he deserves to. He should be able to expand on what he did, but I can understand if he's not there on the SmackDown. But those two, they need some explaining to do, and Roman needs to do something. Because this Solo Sokoa tribal chief thing is not working. It is not working. It needs to end. Acknowledge me. It's like, what are you, a mid-carder jobber? You want me to acknowledge you? It's like the new Judgment Day without a top heel. The new Judgment Day looks like a joke without a top heel. They need somebody like Drew McIntyre. What, Raquel Rodriguez is going to bring credibility to the Judgment Day now? Get out of here with that. I don't buy that. I mean, it's a good ad, but she's not the one that they need. They need somebody established, somebody that needs to have more of a character. Drew McIntyre. So we'll see what happens. Did you know that I was this company's leader during COVID, Brian? Yeah, Jimmy Uso better do something on SmackDown other than just show his tongue. Roman Reigns better be there. Rock, I can understand, but he better come soon and explain his throat slash and his 1, 2, 3. Maybe his 1, 2, 3 meant I'm gonna put you away down on the canvas. 1, 2, 3. Maybe that's what that meant. Yeah, it looks like it for now. It does look like that for now. I need so Brian, I need 2,000 more watch hours, and then apparently on YouTube, if I get 2,000 more watch hours, I can start making money somehow because I've hit 500 subscribers. It's interesting. It says I can make money with some kind of ad thing and some kind of super chat thing because I hit 500. They say that. I don't know. It's weird. I thought you had to hit 1,000, but that's pretty decent. That's pretty cool. I just need 2,000 more watched hours. Don't know how I'm gonna get that, but I don't need to. this isn't about money though. I like making friends and talking about wrestling. That's way more important than the other shit, you know. But it's pretty interesting to hear YouTube do that. But yeah, Jimmy Uso's got to come in with more than just his tongue. Roman's got to show up with more than just PLEs. The Rock's got to show up eventually. I can forgive The Rock for not showing up on SmackDown, but he has to show up eventually and just to explain what he's doing. Roman Reigns didn't even show up on the Go Home show. He didn't show up 2 weeks before the Go Home show or a week before the Go Home show. He didn't show up any of those times. And you can't just come in and go, hoorah, and then expect everybody to be happy. He needs to explain himself. He needs this Solo Sikoa stuff has to end. He's not a good leader. He looks like a mid Carter at best. And then they put the tribal chief on him, and it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't. I can't take it seriously. I don't know who can. I can't. Like line him up against any main eventer in the last 20 years, and look at the difference, the vast difference. They just think if they put all these newcomers like Jacob Fatu and Tonga and all these guys around him, if they put all these guys around him, it'll make him look golden. It's not the case. He keeps he loses, just like Finn Balor at the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day need a big presence. They need a top heel. Raquel Rodriguez is adding credibility, but it's not the answer. They need somebody maybe like a Drew McIntyre. They need a top heel that's a void that needs to be replaced ever since Damian Priest left. It's a void that needs to be replaced. And Damian Priest left, and it still hasn't been. And seeing little JD McDonough huddle up with Liv Morgan and huddle up with with Dominic Mysterio, it doesn't look right. Finn Balor is not the leader. He's jobbing too. He just jobbed a Priest. He doesn't win any big matches by himself, Finn Balor. The only time Finn Balor's won in the last 12 pay-per-views is when he was tagging with Priest. Yeah, it is going to feel awkward. And you know what's worse? The Crown Jewel titles. That's something to really rant about, because that's the 2024 title. That means they're going to hand out that title every year. So all these people are going to have Crown Jewel championships on their shoulder. It makes no sense, because Triple H said not only is the world champion going to lose, which is terrible, at 1 p.m. in the afternoon on some continent, and then now we're going to have to watch people carry around 2024 Crown Jewel championships. What happens next year at the 2025 Crown Jewel? Are they going to get championships too? So soon we're going to have 2 ladies, 2 men walking around with Crown Jewel championships. I could see if it was some trophy, or if it was a battle royal, or if it was something that they could put their name on, that would make sense. That would be okay. But making a brand new title and making it a huge title, and it makes no sense. It's gonna be terrible. We know Gunther's gonna win that. There's no way Cody Rhodes is gonna hold up the Crown Jewel Championship. He'd get booed. So they're gonna put it on a heel. They got to put it on Gunther. So yeah, Gunther, whatever his name is, that's who's getting the title. I just don't know how to pronounce his name. Sometimes people say Gunther, sometimes people say Gunther. But that title is, I don't want to say meaningless, but that title is a joke. It's a joke. And Triple H can be all proud of it, but fans booed. But right when they even mentioned the Crown Jewel name, the fans booed. That was golden. Hey, Ben, what's up, man? Are you new to the channel? Yeah, that 24/7 or 24/7. It has about as much prestige as the 24/7 title. Hey, man, do you want to subscribe to my channel? Nice, Ben. Thank you. This is Brian, Ben. Brian's my moderator. But yeah, Crown Jewel. They can't parade all these championships around because every other year they're gonna somebody new is gonna hold that belt, and they're gonna have 6 people in 3 years holding 20 Crown Jewel championships. I could see if it was one belt or if it was one trophy, and they got thrown out, and then that would make sense to me. This other way doesn't make sense. And yeah, Ben, that's a problem in itself. A lot of the women wrestling you can't take seriously because they don't know how to cut promos. I mean, some of them, women sometimes, and I don't mean to discriminate, but some women, all they can say is, "I'm taking back my title." If you don't think I'm wrong, if you think I'm being sexist or wrong, then I challenge you with this: watch the next woman promo and tell me if they say this. I'm gonna take back my title, and at Crown Jewel tonight, I'm gonna take you on. That's all they women say when they talk about promos. I'm going to take back my title. That's all they talk about. They never expand. They never go in depth with their characters. They never search the creative realm of promo making. Like they don't. Uh, yeah, they do skip around and prance. But women, I can appreciate, Bailey and Sasha wrestling. I can appreciate, how good. I don't like Charlotte Flair, but she's pretty good. I can appreciate these wrestlers, but when it comes to talking on the microphone, they don't know how, and they use the same lines. What do you mean by gym hugging, Ben? Oh yeah, yeah, those two. I think Duggan's alive. I think Duggan's still alive. I think there's only a few of the people from that era still alive. But yeah, Ben, thank you because you're my 501st subscriber. So that's really nice. Thanks for doing that. But yeah, I mean, what's up, Rob? What's going on, buddy? Here's my other moderator, Ben. Yeah, I used your picture, Rob, as my profile picture. I thought it'd be best. I saw you notice that in the comment section. I saw you say that. We're just ranting on the Crown Jewel Championships and how ridiculous it is for people to have the title. We're just ranting on how dumb it is. Because soon, in 3 years from now, 6 people are going to have the Crown Jewel Championship. 6. 6 people will have a Crown Jewel Championship in the next 3 years. That's what they want to do? Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. Oh, yeah. Uh, yeah, Ben, Brian also has a channel too. You could check Brian's channel out. Maybe join it. They have a thing on uh they have a thing on Netflix, Mr. McMahon, obviously. They have a documentary of that. So Rob, is it nighttime where you are? Pretty sure in Australia it's nighttime. or early morning, depending on where you are. We're just talking about how lame the 20, not 24/7. We're talking about how lame the Crown Jewel Championship is. Get this, guys. In 3 years, 6 people will have a Crown Jewel Championship because they're yearly championships. Triple H said this will be the 2024 Crown Jewel Champion. So that means 6 people, women and men, will be having a Crown Jewel Championship over their shoulder in 3 years. Nobody sees a problem with that. Why not do a battle royal and give him a trophy like the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy? Why not do that? Why do you have to make a new belt and then have a belt on a new person? In 3 years, 6 different people, male and female, will be holding a Crown Jewel Championship. And that is a joke. Don't make the title and don't. This is going to make all the other titles lack prestige. All the other belts will lack prestige because of this. I don't know. I just get fired up. Okay, so it's early morning. Well, good day, mate. It feels like morning to me, man. It's 1:30 p.m. for me, and it feels like because I kind of went back to bed this morning. I didn't work today, so I went back to bed. So it feels like morning for me. Wow, so 7 hours ahead. Okay, I'm 7 hours ahead of you, but you're a day ahead. So I'll remember that. So technically, you're 17 hours ahead. And I know Brian, my other moderator, is 3 hours ahead. It's good to know my moderator times 17 hours and 3 hours difference. Rob is 14 hours ahead of you. The crown jewel title belts are taking away all of the credibility. It's bad for the company business. Yeah, yeah, it is. It's making all the other belts look like a joke. 6 different people in 2 years from now, 6 people, men and ladies, are going to have that crown jewel championship. Tell me that's not a joke. Tell me that that's not harmful. You can't. It is harmful. It is a joke. It's ridiculous. I'm so glad. So glad they booed. Well, why not make a trophy, Rob? Or a title unification match? Right, but why does it have to be a title belt? And why do you have to keep doing a yearly title belt? Why can't it be a title belt? Another thing, Rob, why can't the belt be something that gets defended every year? Why does it have to be this different belts? Like if they came out with a crown jewel belt, I wouldn't even mind it really. But they came out with the crown jewel 2024 belt. That's where I'm getting at. If they're making a if they made a crown jewel belt, I wouldn't be mad. It's the fact that they're making a 2024 crown jewel belt, meaning they're going to have a 2025 crown jewel belt that's different than that. So that means everybody's going to have a crown jewel belt in the next couple of years. In a couple of years from now, 6 different people are going to hold a crown jewel belt. That doesn't make any sense to me. Exactly. If you're going to have a crown jewel belt, keep defending it at crown jewel and make it the only crown jewel belt. Don't make new ones every year and it loses prestige. It's like having an intercontinental champion Oh, I'm the second Intercontinental. I'm the Intercontinental Champion of 2024. No, I'm the Intercontinental Champion of 2025. And they all have different belts. That doesn't. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. It's not just that. It's also we know why they're doing this. We don't. They want to make everything more prestigious about Crown Jewel. They want the biggest thing here that bothers me is that they're going to have a world champion lose. They're guaranteeing you. Triple H even said there's going to be a winner. So they're going to make a world champion lose at 1 p.m. in the afternoon on a different continent. He's going to be laying on the ground looking up at the lights, losing like a loser, like a jobber. And then we have to say that guy's the world champion. In my company, no world champion is ever jobbing. No world champion is ever losing. Ever. Unless you're dropping the title. But they want this best on best for some reason. They want to. But you know what? This isn't a new problem. This is a problem that's always been there in wrestling. Because you know why? I'm reliving the Nitro and Raw Monday Night Wars. And Owen Hart, for instance, he's the Intercontinental Champion, right? Where I'm reviewing anyway, in like 97, okay? He's the Intercontinental Champion. They had him lose like 2 weeks in a row to Bob Holly and Sid. And I'm thinking to myself, what kind of booking is this? So bad booking has always been there. Like and then they had Undertaker, who was WWF champion, lose to Kama Mustafa in a tag team match with the Nation. And they did that because Paul Bearer and Vader had, interfered. But Undertaker, the champion, lost on Monday Night Raw in a tag team match in 4 minutes to Kama of the Nation. So that shows you that bad booking has always been there. It's just that right now people are taking it more seriously, I guess. They because it's not a golden age of wrestling, people point it out more now because there's social media. There's a lot of different ways people vent. You know what I mean? But the bad booking has always been there. All you have to do is go back to these shows that I'm watching and see it. But it's always there. I think Clapper, first of all, I hope you're a subscriber, Clapper. If you could subscribe, that'd be great. Just wondering what you think The Rock meant when he counted to three. I think he meant that you're going to go down for the 3 count. I think he was talking smack to Roman or Cody, and he says you're going to get down to the 3 count. 1, 2, 3. Like, I'm going to get you. And then he went like this, like you're done. I think that's what he meant. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong because I hope there's something more illustrious behind his body language. But that's what I think he meant. If you ask me what I think, I hope there's something bigger and better behind it because that would be better. I hope so, man. They've hyped SmackDowns in the past. Yeah, Brian, we all know that though. Yeah, Brian, what are you saying that for though? We all know that. When I'm talking about Crown Jewel, them losing and winning, I'm talking about how it's important for characters to look strong. Like I'm not talking about how it's not rigged. We all know it's rigged. I'm just talking about how like it hurts a character to lose, even though when you're champion. Yeah, one of the two. I guarantee he's probably facing one of the two at WrestleMania. Rob, it's always going to be rigged. If it wasn't rigged, it'd be terrible. It'd be terrible if it wasn't rigged. If it wasn't rigged, it would be the boringest thing in the world because they would just be in a headlock all day. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They tried. Here's something you guys might not know, but they tried to make wrestling legit in the early 1900s, and people. There was a match between Frank Gotch and Ed Lewis, Ed the Strangler Lewis. It went 3 hours, and people had to go home because all that did was he had him in a headlock for 3 hours, and he wouldn't submit, and everybody started to go home. So the promoters thought, let's make wrestling let's make a thing where we know the people won't get injured. We can have shows every night. Let's make it. Let's rig it where we can have shows every night. No wrestlers will be injured. We can make storylines. You know what I mean? Like they it was brilliant to make wrestling theater. The idea to make pro wrestling from a legit amateur sport into theater, or rigged, as you guys say, is the best decision anyone could have made. Less injuries, more entertainment because they're not actually hurting each other. They can do more. They can work more nights. It's not going to be boring, guaranteed, because you can come up with exciting spots. I mean, it was a great decision. People people came to amateur wrestling events back in the day in the early 1900s and they got bored. People, Ed the Strangler Lewis was in a headlock with Frank Gotch and wouldn't get out for 3 hours. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, it'll always be rigged, but of course, if Jay was a bad blood looking at the Rhea, did he see when Jim Uso returned? Oh yeah, they all know. They all know, Clapper. They're all part of the show. They all know. But if you're talking about in the storyline, did he notice? Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm sure they know what's going on out there. Unless he had like dust in his eyes or he was knocked out, he noticed in the story. In real life, of course, he knows. In the story, unless he had dust in the eyes or was knocked out. Some fights matches get botched too. Also, so yeah, like there's real injuries in the matches. But what I'm saying is, if wrestling was real, there would be unsustainable. There'd be injuries so bad that no one could wrestle the next night. So yeah, even though it's fixed, or even though it's theater, I'm not going to use the word fake. Even though it's theater, they still get hurt, but not as much as it would if it was real. This is why UFC fighters don't fight every day. They train. UFC, they train and then they have one fight, and it's every so often. Okay, Rob, see you when you come back, buddy. But yeah, I think we're all on the same page with Crown Jewels championships. It's got to go. Like Rock goes. Like Rock says. Because 3 years, 6 different people will have Crown Jewel championships if they make it a yearly belt. 3 ladies, 3 men, 6 people. That's going to lower the prestige of the title. That matters to me. Yeah, Cody and Gunther are gonna face off, and they're gonna make Gunther the world champion, the crown jewel champion. Because there's no way Cody's gonna hold up a title and risk getting booed. Because people hate the crown jewel championship, right? So they're gonna have Gunther naturally hold it around, and then when Gunther loses his world title, he'll still have the crown jewel title. So he'll get heat that way. That's what I think is going to happen. I mean, they guaranteed one champion was going to lose, which is ridiculous. No world champion in my promotion would ever lose, but they're going to make a world champion lose at 1 p.m. across the continent. And in my opinion, Gunther is the one that's going to win it. But it's it's really irrelevant. It's a title that shouldn't be made. Why not have a trophy? Why not have a battle royal or a tournament and then get the trophy and then have your name on the trophy? That would be pretty cool. Why not do that? Oh no, they can't do that. They have to make a new title belt. Belts, not just one. They have a ladies belt too. So no, not only is thank God, it gets worse the more I think about it. Not only is a man gonna lose, a female world champion is gonna lose too. Two world champions are gonna lose. How dumb is that? How ridiculous is that booking? You're going to have two world champions lose at the same day at 1 p.m. across the globe. Let's not just kill the prestige of one title, let's kill the prestige of two titles. And they're not likely going to have the same champion on the same show lose, so we can probably predict who's going to lose. Gunther, what is he, Raw superstar? So that means the SmackDown superstar is going to win. Whoever's a champion on SmackDown, whether that's Tiffany Stratton or Nia Jax, she's going to win. Because they're not going to have two people on Raw lose or two people on SmackDown on the same show, because then they'll say that's the loser brand. So they're going to have one on Raw, one on SmackDown, in my opinion. So Gunther and then whatever chicks on SmackDown. I mean, I'm not the biggest Cody Rhodes fan, but to have him lose, it's stupid. And then if Liv Morgan is still the champion, she'll lose. Shouldn't be losing. Shouldn't be like that. I mean, what are they going to do about the Judgment Day, too? That and the Bloodline. These are two groups that badly need to be fixed. These are two groups that lack the strong male, a dominant, strong heel male. The Damian Priest left. That void hasn't been replaced. Drew McIntyre would do wonders for the Judgment Day. Drew McIntyre could turn his character all the way around if he was the one there. Drew McIntyre could turn the Judgment Day around. It would be a win-win. Drew's character gets some much needed work, and the Judgment Day gets a much needed credible heel. The Bloodline, that's not even fixable because Solo Sikoa is a jobber too. I mean, the way they have a Judgment Day is Finn Balor is their leader, and look at him jobbing on the last pay-per-view, Bad Blood. They need to stop making Sikoa and Balor jobbers if they want to have these two guys leader of their stables. It's bad enough we got world champions losing. We don't need them losing too. I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say, what I'm ranting about here. Hey Rob, soon I'm gonna make. If you're still there, Rob, let me know. Let me know. No, I'll ask you something. Hello? Yeah, it does, Brian. It does, Brian. That's what I've been trying to say. It's horrible having your world champion lose at 1 p.m. And it's not just your world champion; it's your female world champion too. A female world champion and a male world champion are going to both lose at 1 p.m. across the world on the same day, the same event, and for what? So that the other person can hold around a prop that's going to be handed out every year to a different person. Makes no sense, man. And it just devalues the champions even more. If you're going to have a company with two champions, here's a tip: don't make them face each other. Don't have these wrestlers face each other. Not only does it make one of them look weak, but you're doing it at the expense for the other one to carry around a prop that's going to get handed out to. In 3 years, 6 people are going to have it: 3 men, 3 ladies, because it's going to be a new yearly title. So it's ridiculous, and I'm hell bent against it. It's bad enough the Judgment Day and the Bloodline look the way they do, with the lacking the top heel, but this is just ridiculous. So we've established that the Crown Jewel Championships are terrible. Wouldn't be so bad if it was a trophy you could put your name on and be given year to year. But yeah, a new belt, no, no. Everybody agree that the Crown Jewel Championships are props? Brian, Rob, you in there still? Oh yeah, Rob says he's got to go for a bit, so I guess he's not. Clapper, are you here? Roman Reigns hugged Jimmy Uso. Why? Well, didn't Jimmy help Roman? I thought Jimmy helped Roman and Cody. That's why he hugged him. He's his oos. So we're all in agreement that the Crown Jewel Championships are ridiculous. What do you mean, David? Explain yourself. What do you mean, David? Explain. Hey, man, I'm giving you the forum to explain yourself. I want to know why I'm a weird guy. Let's hear it. I'm a guy sitting on a chat with a backwards hat and drinking coffee. That's weird. Why am I a weird guy? I'm giving you a forum to explain yourself. Please explain. Because I got a Macho Man shirt in the background? What's the weirdness? Or maybe you're jealous. Probably. David Rosca. You're a weird guy. Exactly. Come on, David, explain yourself. How am I weird? What makes me weird? Don't block him or erase the message, guys. Just let him explain himself. And even if he doesn't answer, just leave him be. I want to see him eventually come back into the chat and explain himself if he doesn't now. But then after his answer, maybe we block him after his answer. But I want to know what his answer is first. Oh well, I'm over it. I don't care what he thinks. If you think I'm weird, you must not be watching a bunch of YouTubes. There's some weird people on YouTube. I've seen some weird mofos on YouTube. I'm just a regular guy wearing a hat with a Macho Man shirt in the background. What's weird about that? Well, he's not going to answer. They do say the more popular you get, the more haters you get. So I'm going to have thick skin. Yeah, that's true, Brian. We'll leave him be for now. Even his comment that can stay. I'm fine. It's fine to stay. I don't want to think. I don't want him to think that I'm running from him. Now, if he kept Brian, like if he kept saying that like on repeat, you're a weird guy. You're a weird guy. You're a weird guy. Like if you did that, then that's when you step in and do something. But if he just says it once and doesn't explain himself, just leave it be. Thanks for leaving it be. Definitely want to hear his answer, but people are what they want to be. Haters are always going to hate, right? Oh man, crown jewel championships. I think we've already talked about that. That's a little redundant. Solo Sokoa, Finn Balor, both leading their stables, both jobbers. They need to get somebody else in the bloodline, somebody else in the Judgment Day. Raquel Rodriguez is not the answer. It's an improvement, is not the answer though. Is it an improvement? Yeah, by far. Not the answer though. So we shall see what happens. Yeah, there is, Brian. There's tons of weird guys out there. And then he comes into my chat and says, I am. People like us who are normal, what makes us weird? Because we're talking about wrestling? Is that what makes us weird? But I don't get it. You know what? Speaking of weird, I'm gonna go take a break downstairs. I'll be back. I shall return. What's up, guys? Back. So what's going on in the chat, guys? So that David guy never explained himself, eh? Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you being the moderator in my chats. Appreciate you always showing up, Brian. Okay, thanks. I had somebody subscribe and then they unsubscribed again. Maybe it was David. Oh well. We've established the Crown Jewel Championships are nothing. We've established the Bloodline is a joke. We've established that the Judgment Day need a new heel. Raquel Rodriguez isn't going to cut it. She's an improvement, but she isn't going to cut it. Finn Balor is jobbing. Solo Sikoa is jobbing. Both these stables need a leader that is actually credible. And if you want to make title belts credible, don't make your world champion lose in Saudi Arabia at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. 2 world champions losing. A woman world champion and a men world champion is going to lose at Saudi Arabia at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So if there's any way you're going to shit on your talent and your main event talent, this is the best way. Unbelievable. Unbelievable to me. What's the point of having 2 title holders when you're going to dethrone one of them and say, oh, this guy's not as good as this guy? This guy's going to lose, so, he's not as good as that guy. So this guy's brand is meaningless. If I saw Roman Reigns hugging me, what will I do? Well, I'd probably ask him what's going on. Why are you hugging me? Second, I'd say I acknowledge you. And third, I'd say, all right, bro, that's close enough. But if I saw Roman Reigns hugging Jimmy Uso, I'd say, okay, well, they're together. If that's what you meant. If I figure that's what you meant, right? Oh, if Solo did that, I'd laugh. I'd laugh right in his face and go, I don't acknowledge you. You're a tribal cheap riff-off. That's what I'd do if Solo hugged me. I'd say, get out of my face, man. I'd say, get out of my face. Go back to mid-carding. Go back to catering. Take Fatu and go back to catering. That's funny, Brian. People hate The Rock because he's the final boss. He's a heel. I would like it. Paul Heyman's incredible. Be 2 seconds. Yeah, it's right, Brian. 2 seconds. Yeah, it's just you three at the moment. I'm just checking on something. I'll be talking in just a sec. I'm just checking on something simultaneously. We've been talking about Crown Jewel and how the championships are jokes and how they can't go on a female and a male at the same time because that means a female world champion and a male world champion are going to lose. You can't treat your championships that way. You just can't. 1 p.m. across the world, champions are going to lose, both woman and guy. You can't do that. And they're going to do that. And furthermore, they're going to give a championship. In 3 years from now, 6 people will hold the Crown Jewel Championship. How is that right? because it's a yearly championship. They give the 2024 champion to the 2024 champion. They don't give it the same belt to the 2025 champion. They make a new belt. So in 3 years from now, 6 people are going to have the titles. That makes no sense. And 6 world champions will lose at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And Crown Jewel was a joke as it was. Imagine now, man, and Gunther's going to win, so Cody Rhodes is going to lose. Maybe, you know what they'll do? Maybe The Rock will fly out to Saudi Arabia and The Rock will screw Cody Rhodes, and everybody will forget about the world champion losing because Cody Rhodes was screwed by The Rock. Do you know what I mean? Or Roman Reigns or somebody's going to interfere. They're not going to make a champion lose clean. That's for sure. This isn't going to be a Gunther headlock submission and finish. This is going to be Gunther winning somehow with help. So, yeah, Clapper, have you subscribed to my channel, Clapper? Somebody subscribed then unsubscribed. Just checking if that was you. Either way, though, that Crown Jewel, it's gonna be you watch the backlash. You watch not the pay-per-view, but you watch the backlash that comes from Crown Jewel. Watch the fans go crazy once this is done. And I'll be here saying I said it from the start. I said it from the very start. It was a bad idea. Bad idea. Sergio and Clapper, Brian is a moderator. Same with MD Hawk, whose name is Rob. He's not here right now. Yeah, people poke their head in and out. It's 4 people now. Now it's 3 people. It's back to 3. Were you one of those subscribers that turned away Clapper, or did you stay? Just curious. Cool. I don't know how they're gonna fix the Crown Jewel problem though. I don't know what they're gonna do. They have to make it the title maybe the only title, because if they make a new championship every year, like I said, 3 guys, 3 ladies will be holding the championships in 3 years from now. And that takes away the prestige of the title. Never mind that your world champion's going to lose at 1 p.m. across the continent. You should never have a world champion jobbing. That's the problem with having 2 world champions. One of them's going to lose and look like a jobber. It's no good. It's no good. When one of your world champions is jobbing at 1 p.m. across the continent, it's no good. It's not a good thing. But it's not just one of your world champions, it's 2 of your world champions, because the woman title is going to lose too. The women's champion is going to lose too. So you're going to have 1 women's champion and 1 male world champion lose at the same event. It's ridiculous. So anyway, past Crown Jewel. What else? Do we want to talk about the Bloodline, or do you want to talk about the Judgment Day and how they both need a top heel? The Bloodline, the Bloodline, the Bloodline. Solo Sikoa should be nothing more than the muscle. He's not even much of a muscle guy, but he should be nothing more than a bodyguard. Putting him as the tribal chief post WrestleMania because you knew Roman Reigns and The Rock wouldn't be there is one of the dumbest booking decisions I've seen in the last decade. This guy is not credible. He lost 32 PLE appearances, or 32 calendar appearances in a row before becoming the tribal chief. Go back to ProFightDB.com and look at Solo Sikoa's win-loss record. He lost 32 matches in a row before WrestleMania last year. 32 matches in a row. Yeah, go to Pro Fight DB. Solo Sikoa. 32 matches in a row he lost. And because Roman and The Rock aren't going to be there, you name this guy as your leader, as a tribal chief, no less. It's a joke. He's a jobber. He loses every big match he's in. He says, acknowledge me. He sounds like a third grader. It's like, it's a horrible, it feels like WCW when they recreated itself in the year 2000. That's what Solo Sikoa feels like with the Bloodline. It feels like it's the WWE's NWO. It feels so bad. It feels so bad because it's not genuine. It's something forced. It's something contrived. Solo Sikoa is the leader. He should be the muscle at best, and he's not even much of the muscle. 32 appearances at ProFightDB.com says he lost in a row. 32 in a row. And then we're supposed to expect this guy to be the next Roman Reigns? He can't even win. And when he does win, it's a joke. They need somebody else in there that's credible. They need The Rock or Roman, but neither of that's going to happen right now. And don't get me started on the Judgment Day. Adding Raquel helps, but my God, they're a bunch of little shrimps. JD McDonough, Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan. They're like, what are they? Between the three, are they 5 feet? And then there's Finn Balor, who always jobs. People love him, but he jobs all the time. He just jobbed on pay-per-view, right? No less, a week ago. I mean, at least make the Judgment Day look semi-impressive. Good God. Because Liv kept her title via DQ, that's supposed to give the Judgment Day more credibility? I don't get it. This is a big problem in the WWE, these problems. The Crown Jewel Championships, the World Champions losing, the Judgment Day, and the Bloodline. All those things need to get help. Like, they need to all be on life support. All need help. Yeah. Anything better than what's going on right now. I really hope they expand on The Rock's throat / like, I hope they don't just ignore it and go, oh, okay, well, we'll deal with that at another time. I hope they deal with that and right away. Right away. Because I'm not saying The Rock has to be on SmackDown, but they have to mention it. They have to allude to it. You can't just ignore it and then pick it up 6 months from now at the Royal Rumble just because he's there. They need to touch on it. Roman Reigns needs to be there. Jimmy Uso needs to be there. The Rock, well, whenever he's going to come back, but still, they need to touch on what happened with The Rock at Bad Blood. And when they do touch on The Rock at Bad Blood, they need to make it progress into natural storytelling that leads them to the dates before WrestleMania. Not just what they have planned at 41, but the dates leading up to it. They need storytelling to be cohesive. They don't need this contrived bullshit. They need everything to fit, and they need it to make sense, and they need to expand on it and allude to it. They can't keep doing the same old crap by ignoring it and all that. Man. Nice to see you, Rob. Welcome back, buddy. He's the other moderator in the chat. If you don't know who Rob is, he's MD Hawk. We're just going over Crown Jewel championships and how ridiculous it is that 2 world champions are going to lose on the same afternoon. How ridiculous it is that 3 years from now, 6 different people are going to hold a Crown Jewel championship. We're going over how ridiculous it is that Finn Balor is seen as the leader of the Judgment Day, even though he's always a jobber and there's no muscle there for the men in the Judgment Day. We're going over how ridiculous it is that Solo Sikoa is the leader of the Bloodline, and he has lost 32 matches in a row before WrestleMania this year. Just those 3 topics we're just ranting on a little bit. Just those 3 topics: Judgment Day, Bloodline, and of course Crown Jewel's world champion losses that are bound to happen. Triple H guaranteed it. He said, we're going to have a winner. We're going to have a definitive loser. Okay, thanks for telling us that our world champions are going to lose at 1 p.m. across the continent, both on their back looking up at the lights like losers. I touched on that. I expanded on it when you were gone. It got my juices flowing. Damatanga, both airheads. Yeah, they bring in new guys, and then they and what they do is they put titles on them, and they expect the guys to be bigger because of the title, but all they're doing is lowering the prestige of the belts. They're just lowering the prestige of the belts when they put them on newcomers. That's all they do. I mean, that's what the tag titles are there for. Same with the IC title. In the back of the day, it used to be you achieve something, and then you're the IC champion. These days, it's you arrive, they put the IC championship on you, like they did with Drew McIntyre back like in 2010. Remember that when they put the belts on you, hoping that's going to rise you up. Back in the day, you used to have to rise up, then get the belt. Now they give the belt to you when you're new, and hopefully that propels you. You see what I'm saying? They want the belt to propel you, rather than you do all this work and then you get the belt. And all it does is it makes the newcomers to the bloodline look like jokes. And it devalues the tag titles. You saw people busting their ass, flying off ladders for those tag titles, only for them to be props by new members of the bloodline. I don't like when titles are treated like props, and I damn sure don't like my world champions losing. Let me find out what he said. Oh, he said he. Okay. All right, we're gonna block him. Where do we put user in timeout? Report, remove, hide user on this channel. What would be blocking him? Hide user on this channel. Report, remove, or put user in timeout. Which one is blocking it? It doesn't say block. It says hide user on this channel, put user in timeout, remove, or report. What would you guys suggest I do out of those? Again, put user in timeout, hide user on this channel, remove, or report. What do you suggest? All right, I'm just going to make it the decision myself then. I'm going to put hide user on this channel. I'll give you guys 10 seconds to answer. What do you think? What do you guys think I should do? Hide user on this channel, put user in timeout, remove, or report? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on, guys. All right, I'll just do whatever I. Oh, okay. I didn't. Sorry, I didn't see your messages. They just popped up now. I guess you guys were writing to me. I never saw it. All of your messages just popped up right now. Good. I hit him, so he's gone. Who does that shit? He. The hell's so funny about this? If that David, by the way, guys, if that David guy comes back, I want nobody to please under the tribal chief's orders. I don't want you guys to block him or anything. I want to hear him out. So if he comes and he's disrespectful, I want to hear him out. Only time you block him is if he keeps messaging, spamming. Like if he keeps spamming the chat. If he keeps typing in messages like over and over and over. That's the only time I want you to ban that guy. I want to hear what that guy has to say. So don't block him or hide him. The David guy I'm talking about. If you go up in the chat, you'll see. I'll do it. His name is David Rosca. His name is David Rosca. So let him talk. David Rosca. Don't block him. Don't hide David Rosca. If he keeps spamming, if he keeps writing mean shit over and over and over, then hide him. But if he writes one or two messages that are hateful, just let it be. And then I'll delete him after that. Tape this out. How come I just typed in the chat and it's not popping up? How come I'm typing into the chat and it's not doing anything? Yo, guys, can you write in the chat? I just wrote in the chat and it didn't pop up. It's not, the chat isn't working. Okay, now it is. Okay, see you, Rob.